Halloween and Christmas kind of things.
Okay.
Never would be the sugar-free, the Cadbury Daily Milk Hershey's, and then the fine milk chocolate. I really don't like milk chocolate that much,
Okay.
but the Ritter.
All right. So tell me about what makes a chocolate an after-dinner chocolate.
Something that is, like Douglas said, that's rich in texture, something that's probably, the presentation of it, the exclusivity of it.
Something that complements whatever the meal you just
Right.
had. So.
Something you might even have with a glass of red wine.
Do other people think about chocolate that way in terms of pairings, like what it might go with?
Oh, I do.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Tell me a little bit about that, Joe.
I mean, I think it's the occasion too. Like, I don't think I think about it much when I'm at home. But when I'm at like an event and there's like so many choices and there's wine, there's food, there's everything, then that's when I'm like, okay, maybe I should have this kind.
Okay, so Quinn, what makes a holiday time chocolate?
Oh, the little Halloween things,
Okay.
the Hershey's Kisses, the little minis. Even Christmas, we put candies out because we have so many people coming and going, and so that there's always an offering for people. So individually wrapped, probably, just more the Hershey, the little Hershey's things, but the Kisses especially. Or if you want to go more high-end, the little Ghirardellis.
Okay.
Those are nice.
Okay. Michael? Mike?
I did the other one the other way around. 'Cause
Oh,
I
right.
did before.
I'm going to skip you, and I'm just
Yeah,
going to
that's
read
fine.
your thing. Because, all right, who have I not asked? Joanne.
I have the forcefully don't want to be rude ones.
What does that
We don't want to
mean?
be rude.
Like, those are like these, like the assorted boxes where like people are like, you want some? And you're
Okay,
like, I really
so
don't.
those would be like the time
Yeah,
you
like
would
I-
eat as if you don't want to be
Yeah, I
rude.
come from a
Okay.
culture where it's like really rude to say no
Okay.
to like food and like
So
I
these
don't
are
know, I
things
was
that
raised.
you just wouldn't like, but you would eat them if you had to.
Yeah, I
Okay.
wouldn't, and I think I make it obvious, but I still take like one.
Right, okay. And then that's kind of a personal taste thing, these are just like
Yeah.
stuff you don't like. All right, next category.
And then I have in my house as a snack or dessert whenever I feel like it.
Okay.
Then I have the on the goes, and that's even like these miniature ones that sometimes you take some, you throw it in a bag. Unfortunately, sometimes it melts, it makes a mess, so I try not
That's
to.
what I know, the
I have,
melting.
yeah, and I have a lot of like little bags. Like I try to be as organized, and because of those things, like I'd rather not have them in my bag, but sometimes I do. Then there's like the office space ones that are usually like in a little bowl.
Okay.
And then I have the don't want it.
Okay. How is don't want it different from the rude don't like?
Because the don't want it to have like, it's like bars, and
Okay.
usually like, I don't think people really offer their bars.
Okay.
Like if it's like a bar, I've never been like, here, you want a piece of my bar? Like, people just don't say that.
So parse for me a little bit, snack versus on the go versus office. Like why does what, how do you decide what's a snack versus what's a take to the office chocolate?
Well, I think like the have in my house usually is like if I'm at home during the weekend, which is barely, and I kind of have like a sweet tooth or like I want a piece of chocolate. It doesn't have to be like a whole chocolate bar.
Okay.
And then as like dessert, sometimes I think for the most part after dinner is like when I'm like 30 minutes later, I'm like, okay, I want something sweet.
Okay.
And the on the go is just like if I'm out and I get that, I can just go in my bag and get it.
Now, how did you decide which one is the stay at home and which one is the on the go?
Well, the stay at homes are like my favorites. Like
okay.
like they're usually just there.
Mm-hmm.
The on the go is like things like sometimes I take them from the office and I throw them in my bag
Okay.
and they just in there and I just eat them.
Okay. So the favorites could also be on the go.
Yeah,
but-
they could.
Okay. And the office, you said like stuff in a bowl?
Yeah.
Give me some examples.
Some of them are these, like the miniature ones, but then there's like the open, where is it? My stuff is not, again, like sometimes it's like the ones that are like this,
Okay.
which I prefer not to sometimes have it. I like individually wrapped stuff.
Okay. then what would make something good for like an in the office bowl rather than like a grab to take to work? I mean, I understand the non-individual wrap ones, you're not gonna grab to take to work, but like you had for the office, those little miniature Hershey's
Like the Lindt
ones.
sometimes.
Okay.
The Cadbury, sometimes those are individually wrapped. Little eggs for Easter and all these other. I think it goes along with like the holiday and the time of year.
Okay.
We don't have any eggs or
That's true.
rabbits.
All right, Michelle, can I get you?
No.
Okay.
I was
So
looking.
my categories are depressed, stressed, and treating myself,
Okay.
desperate for anything chocolate, and of course never eat.
Okay, depressed, stressed, and is that one long category?
Depressed and/or stressed and/or I'm gonna treat myself today.
Okay, all right.
So that's pretty much anything with like almonds or hazelnuts or Brazil nuts or peanuts,
Okay.
nuts.
Now, why are those your
What is it
treats?
to go to?
Yeah.
I just think the pairing of like certain milk chocolates, certain dark chocolates, not too bitter, with the right kind of roasted nut, not like a raw nut.
Okay.
Nothing better. Desperate for anything chocolate is, okay, this will be the day that I try that weird thing that I would never buy on my own. I'll have the acai, blueberry, whatever, okay, because I'm so desperate for it. I'll just take anything, as long as it's not just pure bland chocolate with nothing in it. It has to have some kind of combo.
Okay.
Never eat just means here's a plain piece of chocolate with nothing going on.
Okay.
Okay.
So, do other people change the kind of chocolate depending on the mood? Like, for other people, are there treat chocolates, depressed chocolates?
Yes. I actually opt for ice cream
Okay.
and depressed.
What about you, Mike?
And I feel like treat chocolate are the ones that have something in it. At least for me, there's something in it, like the hazelnut, something like that. The depressed ones are more the milk chocolate.
What do other people think?
The turtles are my treat.
Okay. All right. I'll have you do one more sort. Again, some of you have made a start on this, and I'm gonna just make sure that I make sure that connect to the Wi-Fi. All right, and this is premium versus non-premium. So just two groups. Slap them in there. You guys ready? I'm not going to have you read them out. We've talked about this some already, but I just want you to kind of just tell me, like, what makes a chocolate premium?
The brand.
The brand.
Okay. And how do you make that assumption? Okay, how do you know about the quality? Tell me what goes into quality.
Because of the brand, but
Okay.
the richness of the chocolate, and even the taste. Because even like Russell Stover, like a lot of people may think sometimes because of the packaging, it's like rich and like very expensive, but it's really not. So I think sometimes we go by packaging, but we shouldn't. We should go by like quality of taste.
What brands say quality to you guys?
Ghirardelli.
Lint.
Lynn? Okay.
Lindor.
Lindor. All right.
This J. Coco, obviously.
All right. What else? Brand, richness, taste. What else makes a quality chocolate?
Packaging
Ex-
can.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, accessibility, how easy it is to get.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
usually the more difficult something is to get, the more, more, I guess, people think it is of higher quality.
Okay.
Exclusive.
You know, if you see it at a
Exclusivity.
drugstore, you know,
I would
it's not
say
really-
even like the reputation. Like Ghirardelli is one of those that it's like it's known, they have a factor. It's like big. I mean Hershey's is also big, but
But Hershey's, I
it's
always think of the,
different.
kids.
yeah, it's like a
Like
kid.
Halloween.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a reputation factor.
Yeah, if you're in an amusement park, I mean, that's gotta be saying something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hershey's chocolate.
Does where the chocolate is made make a difference?
A lot of times,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Abroad
so
as
Michelle's
opposed-
not so sure. A couple say yes and no. Tell Michelle you're saying maybe, maybe not.
Like, okay, Lint.
Mhm.
Lint is, I think, a
Swiss
Swiss
and-
chocolatier,
Mm-hmm.
but is it really?
Okay.
No.
Same thing with Godiva. I mean, it's-
Yeah, I think we associate certain brands with being more premium than what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, if you compare it to a piece from an actual, like, little chocolate company abroad, you'll taste the difference. There's a chemicalized taste, so.
Yeah, and I think definitely there's different levels to a chocolate and a brand. I feel like even like Ghirardelli, where it's like they make different types. Like you can find it for cheaper, and then you can find them more expensive. So I think there's definitely like factors, like as far as like what they're putting into the chocolate or what type. I don't know if they're all made the same. Let's just put it at that.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about that ingredients, sort of like what goes into it.
Well, I think that these all have preservatives. I mean,
Mm.
I know they do. I mean, because when you go to a chocolatier, there is a shelf life, and
Mhm.
you know you have to, and there's no paraffin, the waxy quality. Like if you eat this, you can see the wax on it.
Right.
You know.
Okay, we talked a little bit about packaging. We talked a little bit about shape before, but does shape give you an impression of quality?
Mm.
Okay. What about the graphics or like the pictures on the packaging? Does that?
Like the quality of the paper.
Okay.
the fonts used.
Honestly, it's, when it's packaged in like a clear cellophane
Mhm.
with a nice little ribbon, sometimes that speaks to a higher quality than all of this distracting, sometimes more simplistic packaging, because it's more focused on the product inside.
Like the yellow one.
Mhm.
Yep, right.
So a clean look
Mhm.
is more premium.
Mhm.
I I've seen nodding. Any dissenters?
I mean, I think it varies throughout
Okay.
the year too, like depending on the holidays. They always
Okay.
do the holiday packaging, and they do like
Okay.
the Halloween.
Mhm.
And
All right. So we talked a little bit about like, where it comes from may not be that much of a difference, but just in general, do we have associations with like Swiss chocolate or Belgian chocolate or French chocolate?
I think once you travel and you get a taste of it, then
Mhm.
you're more aware of it.
Okay.
Even when people bring it, because I know that that's one of the ways I've tasted so many chocolates. Like people bring it from abroad,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're like, wait a minute, this tastes
Mhm.
completely different, and you're like, what is this?
You can't stop.
Yeah.
And are those all in like an equal playing field? Like if there was a bowl of Swiss chocolate, a full bowl of French chocolate, and a bowl of Belgian chocolate, they
There
were all.
wouldn't be a bowl of it.
Well, okay. Let's say they're individually wrapped squares. Okay. They're all dark chocolate or milk, whichever your preference is. One's Belgian, one's Swiss, one's French.
They would taste different.
Okay. Is that a matter of your individual taste, or do you have a sense that like one of them is just going to be nicer than the others?
No, I think they're all going to be equally delicious because the milk, the butter, the chocolate, where they get the chocolate from, that's all going to be a factor.
I think it's just like all of these chocolates.
Okay.
They're all different.
So it means it's going to have a distinctive taste, but it
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be better or worse.
Right.
Are people agreeing with
Yeah.
that? Michael, you're not sure?
No, I was shaking my head, yes.
Okay, you're shaking your head, yes, okay.
This is no.
All right. Okay, so. All right, we're coming into the home stretch here. All right, I'm going to show you guys a new brand of chocolate. I want you to take one and pass it down. Okay. And just jot down a few thoughts as they come to you about like how this strikes you. Okay. Real gut reactions here. Quick like bunnies so I can get you out. All right, and now I'm going to pass around another set of pictures. And I want you to just, again, write down your gut reactions to these pictures.
My country.
Has anybody heard of this brand before?
No.
What would we think that this is called?
Similar?
Anybody else have a different idea? Okay. What do you think? Is this something that would be attractive to you?
This one would be.
Okay. Why is that one, the sort of larger pictures, why does that appeal to you more?
It looks organic, premium, it looks like it's global, it's interesting, and it's from the chocolate's from different places. It's very descriptive in a gourmet kind of way.
What
And
makes
it's
it gourmet?
made coffee rose, very slightly bitter,
Ah.
just the word, where this I think looks more like you'd find that in the grocery store. This looks more like you're gonna find it in a boutique or a gourmet food Store? A chocolatier.
Okay. Other people? Mike?
I kind of think the same thing, except the first one, it looks like something from Trader Joe's.
Yes.
Okay.
Trader Joe's.
All right. And the second one?
Second one seemed like a specialty store.
Okay. Now, I love Trader Joe's chocolate, so does the fact that the first one, it looks like it's from Trader Joe's, would that discourage you from eating it?
No,
But if they were
pay
lower
more
price
for
point.
the other.
Okay, but if you have them side by side,
Go for the other one.
you'd go for the one without the pictures. Okay. Does one seem, or let's sort of back up a little bit. It sounds like, for sure, the ones without the pictures seem like high quality to you.
Yes.
Mhm.
The coffee bag.
Font, so
The texture of the coffee bag.
okay, so the texture. Does the one with the pictures also seem high quality?
Not as.
Not as.
Okay. All right.
I think they give more of an idea of what the chocolate may look like, but again, I don't, what the chocolate looks like really doesn't matter to me.
There's
Like
also
shapes
like
and
you feel like you want to pair the larger pictures with certain lines.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chocolate and wine theme
Mhm.
in play there.
See, I don't get that at all out of this. I mean, looking at this, none of the flavors
Same
are
thing.
interesting to me.
Honey,
I'm looking at-
prunes,
I don't like the taste of coffee.
absolutely. no.
All right.
Fruits in my chocolates, I'm like, no. It just doesn't look appealing. And also, for some reason, because of the packaging, looks
Mhm.
like the cocoa beans or the coffee bean packaging.
Right.
It reminds me that it would be from like chocolate from like South America or something like that, where in my mind, the chocolate there is a lot different than chocolate from Europe, and I wouldn't think of this as a taste as a
High quality.
higher quality, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm the same. I took
Not
one look
working
at
for you?
this and I was just like, I'm gonna build a bonfire and throw this on it, because I'm just not feeling it.
All right. And what about do you feel the same way about the ones with the pictures on them?
Yeah, both.
It doesn't make a difference.
Either one is
They
like,
don't have
Quinoa.
interesting.
Quinoa?
Quinoa.
Quinoa? Oh, it
Okay.
sounds disgusting.
it's actually, quinoa is sometimes not bad, because the texture and stuff like that, it's more
But
about.
with chocolate?
I'll take that.
So this is a French brand. Does that matter?
Well, that's what I'm looking
Does
at.
it
See, I
mitigate
keep
the-
looking at the thing going, the name sounds French, I see the
Mhm.
little French flag and the thing, but then for some reason, I keep looking at it going, it looks like it's from South America or
Okay.
something like
Mhm.
that.
Well,
And
one of them says Ecuador, which I think is definitely
Right,
South
and then
America.
Ivory
because one is
Coast,
Ivory
and-
Coast is in Africa.
Right,
Mhm.
so it's different.
And then you got the Dominican Republic.
So where the bean comes from as opposed to where the chocolate is made, does that make a difference to you guys?
I'd be more apt to think about where the bean is from as opposed to where it's made. Because where it's made is not gonna affect the taste. The bean
The
is gonna
bean's
affect
gonna,
the
yeah.
taste.
All right. We're almost out of time, so I'm gonna just have us do the last thing here. I'm just gonna pass these around. I want you to kind of look at them and pass them on. I'm gonna start this one over here. Take a look at that, pass it on.
Do you pass this, we pass it
Yeah, pass it all
the
the way around. And then pass back to me.
I was gonna see if I had one of that quinoa in it, but I have one in there.
Why are you knocking it on your head, Michael?
I don't know, I just wanna see if it would give.
All right.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah. If I can't read it, I can't eat it.
You can't read it, you can't eat
I
it.
mean, I understand a little bit of French, but I don't even think that's.
Okay. So for these ones, I want us to think, to talk about, not so much the graphics, but like the packaging itself. What did we think about these packages?
It's very different.
Different.
Okay, different good, different bad, different indifferent?
Looks expensive.
Williams
It looks
Sonoma.
expensive.
What
Expensive.
about it says expensive?
Well, amount of cost.
Okay,
And just the weight of it.
The weight?
It
It
looks
gives
more like
culture.
baking
Okay.
chocolate.
Right. a
What did
little
you guys think about the texture of this bag?
Very, it's nice.
Thick.
Thick.
Simplistic packaging.
I like it
Speaks to the
simplistic.
product
I don't
inside.
even think you'd be able to tear it open, you probably have to take scissors to it.
Okay. Is that a detractor for you?
Well, I don't normally carry a pair of scissors
Okay.
with me, so.
Some mixed reactions, right? Okay, so Michael, so for you, this packaging is not particular.
Oh, no, I didn't say I didn't like it, I'm just
Okay.
saying it's difficult.
Okay. But in general, in terms of like the physical feel of this,
I love
thumbs
it.
up, thumbs down?
I love it.
Love it.
Thumbs up?
Very sturdy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just,
Great.
And do you think this packaging works well for what you can kind of guess is in here?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of chocolate do you think is in here?
Dark,
Dark.
milk chocolate, well.
It says 85%. I'm not
No, I
sure.
mean, is it a
It's a
bar?
square.
Is it
It's a
It's a
square.
square.
It's definitely a square.
Oh.
Or a rectangle.
Directing, okay. And you think why is this a good packaging for that kind of chocolate?
It's wide, it's,
It holds it together, basically, it's not gonna be one of those things, because, some bars, you break them, I think that would be a little bit more
like
resistant.
this Hershey's.
Like if you put it in the bag and everything like that, you might get crushed or, whatever, I think that's gonna be a little bit more resistant.
Oh, good, all
I
right.
think also the functionality of it. On that bag right there, you could probably break it in the
Mhm.
bag and it wouldn't break the bag, whereas in
Okay.
here, it's gonna come apart, so.
Yeah, you could break it in the bag and share as opposed to that.
Or not sure.
All right, and this packaging, I'm not so much interested in the graphics, which we may or may not like, but I'm talking again about the physicality of this bag or sachet, whatever you want to call it. What did we think of this packaging?
Reminds me of MREs.
Okay, meals ready to eat?
Yes.
Anybody else get a,
It's a cheaper,
okay?
yeah, there's a cheaper connotation associated with it.
Okay. Anybody else have a thought about this kind of bag?
I might think it's a coffee bag initially.
Yeah, I thought it was coffee too.
Okay, so it has a coffee connotation. Okay. What about the closable toppiness of it?
Reclose it, resealing?
Yeah, did you notice that this is resealable?
I didn't
No,
notice that.
I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't
You
notice it either.
didn't?
I noticed because I know those two things, it means you rip it and then
Okay.
it opens.
So some of you noticed and some of you didn't. Is resealable a good thing? Does it matter?
Yeah,
Not
it keeps
make
it
the
kind
whole
of
thing.
fresh.
Okay. Is this resealable?
Yes.
Now I'm looking at it, yeah.
Now that you're looking at it, did you notice that when you were passing it around?
No.
No. Okay. Again, important, not important? Would it make
Yes,
it
it's important.
All right. I think we are all done for today. Thank you very much. Remember, just leave everything you've written on and everything here because remember that everything you've seen today is confidential.
What was I doing here for the last 2 hours? I have no idea.
You can say you talked about chocolate. And then just stop at the desk and, pick up your incentive and you guys are good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
And have to go
For
get
staying a
some
couple minutes extra and for all of your thoughts. They were wonderful. Thank you.
Bye.
So long.
Bye, have a great day.